Alright guys, here is 12.1. I'm pretty excited. We're actually starting into quadrilaterals. Whoop, whoop. We're so excited about these. So now we're going to be learning a bunch of formulas. And if you remember back on your formula chart, which I don't have it right off the bat, but you have one that's very similar to what 7th grade has. And you'll find on there your formula charts for some of the things that we're learning right now. We're learning about parallelograms. We're also learning about trapezoids and rhombuses, okay? So we're going to know, because here's parallelogram, trapezoids, but you don't need to know rhombus in 7th grade. So, but you do need to know it here. Okay, so when we're looking at parallelogram, this is the simplest one of the two. All we're looking is area equals base times height, okay? So that would be our base times our height, okay? Trapezoid. Now, with the trapezoid, we start throwing in some fractions in here, but remember what we said about fractions. 1/2 equals what? Because you know that 1/2 is going to equal 0.5. So we've just solved that issue real easy. All right, so 1/2 the height, open parentheses, base 1 plus base 2, close parentheses. All right, so here's what you need to know. Here is your base 1. Here is your base 2, okay? And then your height. And then you have your rhombus. And this is going to be area equals 1/2 distance 1 times distance 2. So here you have distance 1, and here is distance 2, okay? So let's find the area. So we're going to solve a couple of these. So here we go. This looks just like a parallelogram. So I'm going to go area equals base times height. Area equals, my base is 14. My height is 8. Now remember, if there's nothing in between this, what do we do with those two? You're right, we multiply them. Okay, good answer. So then my area ends up being, because if I go 14 times 8, I get 112 inches square. Now, here's what you have to understand. These two little symbols right here tell me that that's inches. And if I'm multiplying these two, it ends up being inches square. All right, let's look at this one. This is a trapezoid. So I know I have base 1, base 2, and my height. Area equals 1/2 the height, open parentheses, base 1 plus base 2, close parentheses. All right, so let's fill in our information. Area equals 1/2. I know this is 8. Base 1, which is 4, plus base 2, which is 10. So now I have A equals 1/2 of 8 is 4. 4 plus 10 is 14. A equals 56 centimeters, because these are measured in centimeters, square, because I multiplied two of them together, square. All right, finally, our rhombus. I'm going to set up my formula. A equals 1/2 distance 1 times distance 2. Okay, so here we go. A equals 1/2 distance 1, which we're going to say is D1, and this is D2. So we're going to go 7 times 8. So A equals 1/2 times 56. Well, what's half of 56? A equals 28 centimeters square. All right, so finally, we have a window in the shape of a parallelogram, has a base of 25 inches and a height of 32 inches. What is the area of the window? If I know this is a parallelogram, okay, parallelogram is A equals base times height. A equals, my base is 25 inches. My height is 32 inches. A equals, and if I go 25 times 32, I get 10, 4, 5, 15, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, and I get 800 inches square. All right, so we're going to probably focus a lot more on parallelograms and trapezoids, but I will throw in a rhombus or two. All right, you guys have got this. If you have any questions, you can ask me on Google Classroom. All right, have a great day. Miss y'all.